Vitamins and minerals are important nutrients that our body requires to function properly, and we get that nutrients from our diet. This is Gayatri. In today's video, I'm going to explain you about how nutrients are absorbed from our diet through intestinal epithelium to the blood. So let's learn here. Hey friends, welcome back to BIOSKUL, and today I am going to explain you about absorption in the gastrointestinal tract. In the last video that was on the absorption of monosaccharides, amino acid and fatty acids. Today we will discuss how vitamins, calcium and iron get absorbed in the intestinal tract. So let's get started. First, the absorption of vitamins. We know that vitamins are of two types. One is the fat soluble vitamins and another one is the water soluble vitamins. So first we will discuss how the fat soluble vitamins are absorbed in the gastrointestinal tract. We know that fat soluble vitamins are vitamins A, D, E and K, and their absorption is similar to absorption of fatty acid. They require the bile salt to form the micelle. Okay, then they are incorporated into chylomicrons and enter into the bloodstream via lymphatic system. Although this simple diffusion of intestinal absorption is remain only for vitamins D and K. The uptake of vitamin A and vitamin E, they may also be mediated by some lipid transporters. Let's see what are the lipid transporters. The lipid transporter SRB1, that is scavenger receptor class B type 1, is involved in the uptake of vitamin E, while the NPC1L1 and ABCA1 that play a role in the transportation of vitamin A. Now we'll see how the water soluble vitamins are get absorbed in the gastrointestinal tract. The water soluble vitamins are vitamin B and the vitamin C. They are absorbed via sodium dependent co-transport, but exception is vitamin B12. Okay, so here in diagram you see the vitamin B except vitamin B12 and vitamin C, they are co-transported by sodium ions. Now we will see how the vitamin B12 get absorbed. Vitamin B12 for absorption, it required the intrinsic factor which is produced by parietal cell of stomach, and it is absorbed by active transport mechanism. Okay, vitamin B12, it is synthesized by certain bacteria and archaeans, but it is not synthesized by plants. In humans, vitamin B12, it is produced by gut flora. In particular, the meat and the milk are the good source of vitamin B12 in humans. Okay, so this is the diagram that presents how vitamin B12 get absorbed. Okay, the salivary gland, it will produce hepatocorrin. It is also known as the transcobalamin or R protein. This hepatocorrin, it will bind with the vitamin B12. Why? Because it will protect the vitamin B12 from acidity of stomach. Okay, then vitamin B12 in combination with the hepatocorrin, it transported from stomach to the intestine, but in the intestine, pancreatic enzyme, it will digest the hepatocorrin. Okay, so now vitamin B12 is free, and vitamin B12, it will combine with the intrinsic factor which is produced by parietal cells of stomach. Here you see, this is the parietal cell of stomach. It produces the intrinsic factor, and intrinsic factor now it will bind with the vitamin B12. Epithelial cells of intestine has receptor for intrinsic factor. Okay, so it has the receptor for the intrinsic factor. So now the intrinsic factor and the vitamin B12, it binds with the receptor present in the intestine and get absorbed. Okay, then it will travel through the portal circulation into liver. Once it get absorbed, liver produce the transcobalamin 2. Okay, and this transcobalamin 2, it will help in transportation of vitamin B12 through the body, and excess amount of vitamin B12, it will get excreted by kidney. Okay, Now comes to absorption of iron. Iron are absorbed in duodenum and upper jejunum of small intestine. Okay. In the dietary food, there are the two types of iron are present. One is heme iron and another one is non-heme iron. The animal-based food products are rich in heme iron, whereas the plant-based food products are rich in non-heme irons. So let's see how the iron get absorbed. First, what will happen? Iron, it is present in the ferric form. Then it will get reduced to ferrous form by hydrochloric acid or by duodenal cytochrome B, which is present in the lumen of intestine. Okay. After reduction of iron to ferrous form, then it will be transported by a transporter. That transporter is known as divalent metal transporter 1, that is the DMT1. Okay, it will help in the transfer of iron across the intestinal epithelial cell. If it have to remain in the enterocyte, then it will combine with the ferritin. Otherwise, iron within the enterocyte is released by ferroportin 1. Okay, here it is the ferroportin 1. By ferroportin 1, the iron it is released into the bloodstream. Then the ferrous form of iron converted into the ferric form by hepastine. Okay. Then the iron which is in the ferric form, it binds to the transferrin and transported in the blood. Okay. And here the liver it produces the hepcidin, which will help in the inhibition of ferroportin 1. Okay. So this is how the iron get absorbed in gastrointestinal tract. Next is the absorption of calcium. Calcium is taken up into the enterocyte through a calcium channel. The calcium channel is known as transient receptor potential V6 or TRP V6. Okay. It is found in the gross border. Here it is the calcium channel which will help in the transportation of calcium. Then a calcium binding protein which is known as the calbindin. Okay, it will bind the calcium ion and facilitate the uptake of calcium and transport across the enterocyte. Okay, so how it will be transport the calcium ion from the enterocyte to the circulation? It will transport it by there is a presence of calcium magnesium ATPase. Okay, this calcium magnesium ATPase, it function to pump the calcium out of the enterocyte into the circulation. Okay, then the magnesium ion it enters into the enterocyte from the circulation. And it's important that for absorption of calcium, vitamin D 125 dehydroxycholecalciferol is highly essential. Why? Because it helps in the regulation of calcium channel TRPV, calcium binding protein calbindin, as well as calcium magnesium ATPase. Okay. So now comes to previous year CSIR NET question. An elderly person suffering from calcium deficiency was advised to take calcium rich food and to supplement diet with vitamin D. The absorption of calcium in the intestine was increased with the supplement of vitamin D. Following explanation were offered for this increased calcium absorption by vitamin D. Okay. Which of the above combination is correct? So the question is that the person is deficient in calcium and doctor advised him to take the calcium ion with the supplement vitamin D. So which of the following explanation were offered for this increased calcium absorption by vitamin D? Okay, the option B, the synthesis of calbindin D9K and calbindin D28K in enterocyte was stimulated by vitamin D. Yes, it's true. The number of calcium ATPase molecule in enterocyte was increased. Yes, vitamin D. It helps in the upregulation of the calcium magnesium ATPase also. The synthesis of divalent metal transporter 1 in the enterocyte was stimulated. And DMT1 it is required for the absorption of iron. So this one is wrong. The number of hepastine in enterocyte was increased. We studied the hepastine. It will help in the conversion of ferrous form to ferric form of iron. So this one is also wrong. So the correct option are option P and Q. So the option A is the correct answer. Okay. The next question. The stomach of a person was partially removed during surgery of gastric tumor. Despite taking a balanced diet, the person developed anemia. Okay. So after the gastrectomy, the person it developed the anemia. Following possible explanation were offered. Okay. So if the gastrectomy occurred, then what will happen? Then the parietal cell it will not secrete the intrinsic factor, and without the intrinsic factor, vitamin B12 it cannot be absorbed. So that leads to the deficiency of vitamin B12 and which cause the megaloblastic anemia. Okay, so let's see what are the options. Lower HCl secretion from stomach, reduced iron absorption. Yes, it's true, because the hydrochloric acid it will help in the reduction of iron from ferric form to the ferrous form, so that it will get absorbed into intestinal epithelium. Okay, then the second point is that lower secretion of intrinsic protein factor from stomach, reduced vitamin B12 absorption. Okay, these two are the correct option, and the option P and Q both are not related to the anemic condition. Okay, so both are the wrong. So which of the above explanation were correct? That is the R and S. That is option C is the correct answer. Thank you for watching my video till the end. If you like this video and find it useful, then don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye bye. See you in my next video.